did a little bit of this. We were kind of just playing around like we were at the beginning of this show. And I said, Brendan, give me a video games topic. And he said, okay, here it is. So, Squaresoft, or I always call them Squaresoft, Square Enix came out the other week and put a post out there and said, we want you to tell us what game you want us to remake. Or is it just make?
To make. They just said to make. What do you want us to make
We,
next? I'm
we
actually
want you
looking
to
at that
tell us
right
what
now.
you want us to make. And that is a huge amount of possibilities there. We threw out a whole bunch. I said last week that I would love to see a Final Fantasy 1 through 9, that's all the ones up to PlayStation, thrown on one disc, throw it out there on PS4. I'd pay money for that. I would love to do that. You don't even have to spruce up any graphics, just port them, put them on a CD, boom, done. I'm happy. Brendan, what did you say last week?
I think last week I said Chrono Break.
Chrono Break. So
The,
that would be
the
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 third.
sequel that they've rumored for a long time
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. And well, yeah, because Chrono Trigger, and then what is Chrono Cross? I guess it's not really a sequel. That's just its own.
No, Chrono Cross was a sequel, but they'd have an additional one. And the only one we really forget in that series is Radical Dreamers, but
Yeah.
because
Well,
that wasn't even released in the U.S. because it was so bad.
yeah.
So
Well, hey, we'll take not getting bad games here. And so since then, though, since it was so thrown together that segment, I wanted to come back and I wanted to talk about a couple other games that I wanted to see Square make. One of them that I loved. It was a Square Enix game. Was called Front Mission. Front Mission 4 in particular. Front Mission 3 not so fun. But Front Mission 4 was kind of one of those battle strategy games where you had a team of they were pretty much in mechs, and you had one guy who would be more of an assault guy, get him in close, shoot him down. Then you had some more support guys with missile launchers and shoot him off your back. And it was like the XCOM games, but you were in mechs. And I loved that game. Front Mission 4 was one of the best games I ever played on PlayStation 2. Uh,
yeah,
and
Front Mission is a good series in general. Like I've
yeah,
heard very
it
good
was fun.
things. I've seen stuff from it. I think I've only played a little bit, but it seems like a very good series in general from what I have played and seen. So,
And
like,
apparently a
looks like
Front
every
Mission
entry is good.
Yeah, and apparently a Front Mission 5 was supposed to come out at some point, but they changed up the original gameplay mechanics of the strategy based, turn based. Okay, I move this guy here. Okay, he's 4 spots away from there, like the XCOM games and everything like that. They changed up the way you do it, and they made it more like an Armored Core game where it's more free flow battles, which is cool in its own right. I loved the strategy element of this game, so I was kind of disappointed when I heard that. I don't know if Front Mission 5 ever got released, though. It might have gotten scrapped before everything was said and done. So, what I want from you, Square Enix, is the collection of Final Fantasy 1 through 9, and I also want a Front Mission 5 proper, one of your strategy turn based ones, because there was nothing more satisfying than destroying a mech in 2 hits by hitting his legs, because you could aim at different parts of the mech. Now, if you destroyed the legs, they couldn't move and they were done. You destroyed the arms, they couldn't shoot and they're done. And those were weak, but you couldn't hit them as often. So it was a risk and reward setting, and the story was pretty cool. I enjoyed it, and they told it pretty well. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to see Front Mission 5 proper. All right, Brendan, what was the other one you wanted to see?
The other thing I want to see, and this would have to be, this is a collaboration thing, but there's a collaboration that we've been missing out on for a long time that they did once, and nothing has compared in this that's come off of it.
I think I know what
Mario
you're talking about.
RPG.
Mario RPG. Yes,
Mario
because
RPG 2 is what I want to see finally. Like,
yes,
it,
with SquareSoft,
yes,
not a stupid
not this,
Paper
not the pair.
Mario.
There was good things about Paper Mario, fine, but it wasn't the same style. It wasn't the style that I want. Mario and Luigi, the games, they have a lot of same elements put in, but it's not the same as the great partnership that came into making Mario RPG. It was an easy game, but it was an incredibly fun game where Square makes a Mario RPG game
And it was legit.
in the old Super Nintendo era turn-based style, but they juiced it up a bit by adding in the timed hits and other things. did great stuff with the storyline, did great stuff with the mechanics. Everything was spot on.
And they had amazing side questing. The character models looked awesome. I loved how they threw Bowser in as one of your allies in there. That was awesome.
Was one of my favorite things, like, in anything. I get to play with Bowser and new characters. They did a really great job in incorporating a lot of the feel of a Mario game. Like, even though back then Square was big on these worlds that you can walk around, they did a level kind of system for walking around the world, like a Mario game. And it didn't feel restricted, though, like some of the newer stuff where they restrict where you can move.
Final Fantasy 13 was horrible. Sorry. Yeah. Did I just say that? Yeah, I did.
Maybe.
But yeah, so I just agree with you that Super Mario RPG was one of the greatest ones, and it harkens back to a good time. Now, I remember seeing something like an advertisement from when that game came out. You know, that came out and it was like $80 for the cartridge.
What?
Yeah, when that game first came out.
We had that. Well, no, I guess we've rented it a bunch of times.
We had it. Did we? Never mind. We might not have. But it was. Yeah, that was back in the days when you could go to Blockbuster and rent a game.
I have it now. It's somewhere. But yeah.
And that game, it's just amazing. There's nothing better.
It was the best graphics
on
the system.
Like I said, the character models were amazing. Everything. The new characters, I didn't really like Geno too much, but Malo was a fun character to have.
Really? You didn't like Geno? I like Geno.
Geno's a punk. I never left him in my party. My party was always Mario, Bowser.
He shoots stuff with his hands.
Yeah, that's not a Mario thing. That's like, nah.
That's a Square thing, apparently.
Well,
and he summons the sun to kill you.
My party was always Mario, Bowser, and Peach. You had your healer, you had your bruiser, and you had your guy in the middle. So, yeah, that's the perfect RPG party.
See, it was always like Mario, Bowser, and then whoever else I felt like it at the time, because you have to have Bowser. It's just the best.
Especially when he throws those chomps,
yes.
And like if you hit the timed one, it goes chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, my favorite was always the throw gloves you get, where you throw Mario at the enemy, and if you time it right, awesome. he like bounces off the enemy. You just throw him again.
Yeah, see, that was just some creative inventiveness that we haven't seen for a while out of RPGs. Now I'm hoping I'll see it again soon, because tomorrow Final Fantasy Type 0 comes out, and I am picking a copy of that up. I did pre-order that one. I can't wait to play that game. That should be an awesome time. But hey, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so let us know what Square Enix game you want to see them remake. Hit us up, comments down below, or I guess make. They didn't say remake, they said make, but everybody means remake or add on to. But hit us up, comments down below. Of course, at Where's My Face on Twitter, Google Plus, and Facebook. Always good ways of getting a hold of us.